Photographers have a habit of obsessing over these, not the red balloon, but catchlights. Now, personally, I don't get too excited about them, but I know a lot of photographers do, but maybe I'm wrong. So in this video, we're going to have a look at different shaped catchlights and how they work using this red balloon to visualize it, but then we're going to get the whole thing set up and this red balloon will become part of our photo session. So let's go. To help me out today, back in the studio is the amazing Fern. Fern's going to help us out as the model for this photo session, and we're going to start with something a little bit more technical because I'm going to have a look at catchlight shapes and see which do we actually prefer. So on the right, as we look at Fern, I've got an octabox, and then on the left, I've got a strip box. Now, these are going to produce good light in their own right, but the catchlights in Fern's eyes are obviously going to be different. Now, I've already set this up. Let's take a little test photo. Here we go, a close-up of Fern's eye. And the end result is, well, yeah, let's zoom in close to the eye because that's what we're interested in. Now, do you have a preference looking at this? Do you prefer the one on the right or the one on the left? But the question I probably should have asked is, does it even matter? Because if we take this scenario, things are going to change. So now I've got the key light coming in from pretty much 90 degrees to Fern. So rather than Fern looking at me, Fern, can you turn and look into the light for me? So if Fern looks into the light, I'm going to get a catchlight. Let's see how it looks. Here we go. And now, I mean, it does have a slight roundness to it, but we couldn't really call it a circle. And if you think that's a little strange, what about this? Fern, go to the other end of the softbox for me. So moving her to the other end where there's more softbox to reach Fern's eye, now if I take that photo, again, we're not looking for great photos, we're looking at the catchlight, and you have to look pretty hard to find it. So to really make this whole catchlight thing more obvious, I've bought the biggest curved surface I can get into the studio, because that effectively is what an eye is, a curved surface. So is this large red balloon, and it's going to work just like the eye. It's going to give us a catchlight. The question is, does the shape make a difference? Well, let's find out. Let's try a few different softboxes and modifiers and see what we get. To start with, we're going to use the one I suspect we're going to end up using anyway, because this is a 42-inch round-shaped beauty dish. It's not a beauty dish, from Glow, and I've got a Flashpoint Explore 300 Pro as my flash. If you want to know what gear I'm using, check out the gear links down below. In theory, in my mind, the shape of this matches the shape of the balloon, so you'd think that would work. But I might be wrong, and there's only one way to find out, and that's to try it. So let's see how this goes. So Fern, can you go right up against the balloon? That's perfect. I can see the catchlight in the balloon. Now, whether I like that or not doesn't matter, because I'm going to compare it against this catchlight from a strip box, and this catchlight from a small reflector, and this catchlight from a classic 2x3 rectangular softbox. I'm going to stick with the 42-inch beauty dish simply because of its size and shape, and I suspect that will be the one that is the most popular. But the thing to remember is there is actually no right or wrong. You use whatever you like. But what I do want to do is just improve how we set this up. So I think we should just move the light around. Fern, are you ready? Let's take a few photos. Here we go.
The catchlights you can see here are going to be very different from the ones I actually record in the photos. You're looking at catchlights from the video lights. The flash is much brighter. It's going to overpower those and create its own single flash catchlight. Now I can predict where the flash catchlight is going to go if I use something called the modeling lamp. And the Explore 300, well, that has a very bright modeling lamp. Now I'm actually calling them catchlights, but technically they're specular highlights. But let's be honest, they're catchlights, aren't they?
So let's take that and expand it out a little bit, because what you see here is probably colour harmony. We've got Fern in the red dress, we've got the red background, and we have quite a lot of red balloons in the background. But what don't you see? Well, you're not going to see any catchlights in Fern's eyes if I'm taking a 3/4 length portrait. It's just not going to happen. But what do I see? I see a wall full of potential catchlights. So the catchlight in this case does matter, but it's not the catchlight in Fern's eye I'm really interested in, it's the catchlight on the balloons. Okay, let's go through the lighting for this setup. Now I might have a large wall to light, but I'm actually only going to use one single flash. And the reason for that is one light, one set of catchlights. And that for me just makes things a little bit easier to look at as much as anything else, but it also makes it easier to set up. So I've still got the same setup as before. I've got the Flashpoint Explore 300 Pro Mark II as my flash, and we have that large circular softbox as my light source. Now I've metered this out so it's f5.6, and if I take a test photo and nothing more than that, but it's definitely got to be a vertical picture for this, I think. Here we go. And I'm going to have a look at the wide picture just to see how this looks. And I think that looks pretty good. But you've got to ask yourself one question. Yes, there's a lot of catchlights, but is my light in the right place? Moving the light to the side is going to change a couple of things. It's going to put a slightly different light on Fern, more shadows and contrast, but it'll also give me a bit more drop off in light from one side to the other, thanks to something called the inverse square law. Yes, I'll have to change my exposure a little bit, but now it looks like this, which definitely has a fair bit of shadow. But I do have a secret weapon I can use in my small home studio, and it's called the white wall behind me. So if I put the light on the other side of Fern, roughly the same distance away, so my exposure remains the same, now I should get a little bit of light bouncing off the wall, and I think it might look better because it looks like this. So which of those three is correct? Well, the answer to that is, it's up to you. It depends. If you have a preference, why not pop it in the comments down below? So, Fern, are you ready? Let's take a few photos like this. Here we go.
Even though I'm using exactly the same light source as before, you'll notice the size of the catchlights is actually a bit smaller. And that's down to a bunch of things. For example, the distance from the light to the reflective surface and the curvature of that surface and the size of it as well. The big balloon had a big catchlight, the small balloons have a smaller catchlight, and the human eye, well, you can figure that bit out yourself. Also, yes, I am going to have to clone out an awful lot of red paracord from the final pictures.
Now, if you're wondering how many red balloons did it take to make this wall, well, we bought a pack of 100 balloons and, well, one of them burst. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, why not go down to the comments and give it a thumbs up, ask us a question, check out the gear links from Adorama, and whilst you're down there, of course, you should definitely click on that subscribe button. I'm Gavin Hoey, thanks for watching.